Meghan Markle is desperately trying to save face amid the huge backlash of negative bullying stories. She has pulled out her old victim card and dusted it off as she has proclaimed herself to be the most bullied woman on the internet, hoping to win over some new people with her tales of woe is me and victimhood. But has the mask and facade of Meghan Markle finally slipped for good? Has Meghan Markle become predictable and sad, and are people seeing her for what and who she is? You guys, we have a lot of juicy Royal Daily Tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. Hello and welcome to the Royal Daily Tea. If you're new here, hi, my name is Michelle and we discuss all things royal with a side of facts and humor. I also have another YouTube channel, Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion, where we discuss royals from around the world, fashion, and other interesting topics. So if you'd like to check out my other YouTube channel, be sure to check out the link listed in the description. Now, we just hit 36,000 subscribers and we are well on our way to hitting my goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you like today's content and you have not yet subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Now let's get into today's video. So Meghan Markle's PR team is working overtime, really trying to clean up the negative narrative of Meghan being a bully, a dictator in high heels, and a demon boss. But did it work? In my opinion, this was very cringy and embarrassing to watch. The fall from grace from the uber fake wannabe showgirl to now a supposed duchess. She has to admit defeat and go back to the drawing board, perhaps try being a nice person and being authentic. So let's go ahead and go through some of Meghan Markle's huge PR fails. First, Meghan Markle had her team release the cringy Us Weekly article where her friend made a video about her, and then the list of past employees came out all singing her praises. Again, Meghan, the true narcissist, had absolutely nothing to do with any of that. Obviously. Now, it's pretty obvious that no one is going to bite the hand that feeds them, and any professional worth their salt is not going to go out there and badmouth a huge client or boss that they just worked with. I'm sure on a Friday night behind the scenes, get them some beers and margaritas, they might be singing like a canary a different tune, but again, publicly, nobody is going to commit career suicide by doing this, even to someone like Meghan Markle. Now, someone like Bill Simmons from Spotify, he didn't care because he wasn't her employee. He told the entire world she was a lazy grifter. Again, a lot of people, the gloves guys, are starting to come off. Then we had the announcement that another Archewell employee got their life raft and jumped off the Titanic, abandoned ship to start her brand new company, but she's going to keep Archewell as a client. Ashley Hansen, the global press secretary and head of communications for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, is launching her very own public relations firm called Three Gate Strategies, and she's taken the royals with her. Of course she is. Meghan has her claw firmly grasped on Ashley. Hansen has been the global press secretary and head of communications for the past 2 years. She will continue to represent and advise the Duke and Duchess while providing oversight to their international communications team. Again, it sounds like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, but make sure you only say nice things. Make sure you only say nice things about me, and we'll help you with your new business venture. Doesn't sound like it's mass manipulation at all. So then we had CBS Sunday This Morning decided to re-release that cringy, intense interview where Harry and Meghan sat down and Jane Pauley started probing Meghan for facts.
In danger and severely depressed. At the time, I think you were pregnant with Archie.
That's right.
The wrong time to be severely depressed, if there was the right time. But you told the audience that you needed to tell your husband, Harry, because if you didn't, you were afraid you would do it. And yet you were reluctant to tell your husband because you didn't know how he would react. And how did Harry react?
Well, he's a very loving husband, so I'm here. I think, what you're saying to me really also speaks to the courage that these parents that you'll have more time with, do you know what it takes for them to talk about this experience? And how brave they are to talk about this experience for other families and other parents, and to relive that grief, but to do it in such a purpose-driven way.
Because it's kind of confusing, right? 1 and 1 don't equal 2 with Harry and Meghan. So Jane Pauley was probing, asking questions because their story has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Harry looked so uncomfortable, like he wanted to transport himself out of his body somewhere else. That man really is uncomfortable because we all know it was a bunch of lies. That's why this story never makes sense. And Meghan did her famous word salad and kind of danced around the story and then tried to act like she's the bigger person. We're here for the kids. We're about the parents. It's about the kids. It's not about me, Jane. Because Meghan even knows that nobody is buying this cockamamie story because they lied. But Jane Pauley was really trying to make Meghan talk about it, but you can tell that Meghan and Harry were very, very uncomfortable. So why did they agree to let CBS Sunday This Morning re-release that story? They thought it was going to make Meghan look sympathetic, that Meghan's a victim. Clearly, she's not a bully or a demon boss because she wanted to hurt herself. Remember that poor little Megsie wanted to hurt herself. So clearly she's not a bully. But in my opinion, it made Meghan look about as warm as a porcupine, and it made everyone extremely uncomfortable, and I don't believe any sympathy was garnered from this interview. Then we had Meghan showing up at the LA Children's Gala looking like the trollop of Tinseltown, the lady in red, where she was the +1 to the red carpet for her friend Kelly, where she pretty much stole this lady's limelight, dragging her around like a rag doll, again dressing very inappropriately for the event. Then she left the event without actually staying for the dinner, and she didn't leave a donation. It was very sad and noticeable that she only used this entire event for attention and a photo opportunity. I don't think this event did her any favors. Now there's another story that has come out that Meghan Markle's former bodyguard who worked with her is, of course, singing her praises and how amazing she was and what he learned from her. The bodyguard, Steve Davies, said he worked with Meghan when she first joined the royal family, and she was paranoid as people were always following them around. Oh, the good old days when Meghan Markle thought that the paparazzi was following her around, just like they did Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and there was like 3 people following her, and they were probably from Backgrid, the people she used to call to take her photo. Again, this man did not work for Meghan very long. I believe he worked with her when she was going from Suits into the royal family. He said she gets a bad rap for being not a very good person to work with, and that she's this evil person in the royal family. I saw her from working at the studio to working with charities to working with dog walkers and cleaners. Aw, that's one huge lesson I learned from her was, quote, to give respect to get respect. interesting. Again, Meghan can wear many masks. He might have saw a couple of nice things that she did, but again, how often was this man really around her? And you have to admit, she's a narcissist and she was paranoid and, oh, Steve, these people, they're out for me. Again, he was feeding into her narcissistic need to be important. So of course she's going to be nice to this man. He's risking his life for her safety. But again, that man had a very limited time with Meghan, and he is going to have a completely different experience than an underling, like a staff member who worked with her at the palace day in and day out. So in my opinion, he might have saw quite a few things with her, but again, she's an actress and she was putting on an act. Oh my God, the paparazzi, they're chasing me, Steve. They're so scary, Steve. Make sure I'm safe because I'm such a wanted actress. They want to take my picture, right? Give me a break. Then we had Meghan Markle's team released her appearance at a children's charity. It was a youth organization called Girls Inc. of Greater Santa Barbara earlier this month. The American nonprofit organization encourages girls to be strong, smart, and bold, and has partnered with the hashtag Half the Story, which is a nonprofit dedicated to improving the next generation's relationship with technology to launch the program across the states, which tells people to do things offline and encourages youth to get off of their computer, to not use technology, but if they do, use it for creativity and positive contact. It sounds all kumbaya, it sounds wonderful, but again, it doesn't really do anything for online security. Now, they did partner up. Archwell Foundation partnered up with the Oprah Winfrey Charitable Foundation, as well as the Melissa Gates Pivotal Ventures for this program. But again, it sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to me. So you had Meghan walking around with kids, trying to make her look like Mother Teresa. She's so kind. And of course, they waited a week to drop the photographs the day after Catherine was photographed visiting families of the Southport tragedy. So in my opinion, again, this was another well-orchestrated attempt to make Meghan Markle look like she's an actual nice person. But I believe it's just fallen flat. In my opinion, karma's coming to call Meghan Markle and is finally catching up to her. So do you think that these PR strategies have worked? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.